discussion. These two simple tools will transform your success in 2025. This is my second talking script, so hopefully it runs through well and flows. And if you haven't already, if you're coming from this video, watch my last video. I posted about why switching to the 12-hour time keeps you productive. So, let's start. As we step into 2025, I want to share two powerful tools that can completely transform the way you plan, reflect, and achieve your goals this year. Now, you might be wondering, you keep talking about these two simple tools and how they're going to transform my success in 2025. What are they? A whiteboard and a journal. Now, these might seem simple, but trust me, they are game changers for staying organized, focused, and motivated. Now, the first question that you may have is, why a whiteboard? Now, let's start with the whiteboard. Think of this as your big picture tool. Here is why it works. First point, clarity. You can map out your entire week or month in one glance. No clutter, no distractions, just a clear snapshot of what needs to get done. Now, that is also relatable to the type of content that I produce. I don't try and make it overly edited, overly done. I just let it flow with my brain unless I put time into a talking script and then I present that to you in a more professional format. But if you are like me, you do not want clutter, no distractions. You just need to know what needs to get done and do it. Just like I know I need to get these talking scripts done. I just need to talk and upload them. That's it, done. Tick that off. Just with my raw talks, all I need to do, go on a walk, talk what comes to my head. That's me done. So I want it clear and snappy. What needs to get done? Cool, let me go do that, tick it off. Second point, flexibility. Plans change and that's okay. With a whiteboard, you can adjust and rewrite without feeling stuck. Now, this point is definitely very relatable. I think we can all think of a time where if we had something planned, we write it down because we've already used a type of planning like a calendar, and then oh no, last minute it gets cancelled. Now what? Now the calendar's ruined because you've got to scribble it out. Now the plans are ruined. It's just, ugh. With a whiteboard, if the plans change, that's fine. Just rub it out, rewrite, and you're good. Third point, accountability. My favourite point. When you see your goals written down, it's harder to ignore them. Every time you pass by, it's a gentle nudge to stay on track. Now, this goes hand in hand with my past video of why you would need to use the 12-hour time to keep you productive. Now, if you have watched it, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's only a 10-minute video. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. But these two concepts go hand in hand. Now, if something is in front of you, and if you've used your whiteboard to plan your to-do list, I don't like calling them daily goals, because daily goals can suggest that it does not need to be met, and that's fine. You put day to-do list, there is no if, but, or maybe. As soon as you write that down, it must be completed. I would rather stay up till 5 a.m. getting my to-do list done, if that's how long it takes me, than feel the pain of regret of wiping it out and accepting that I was too weak to tick off a simple thing on the whiteboard. Let me give you an example. You can use your whiteboard for daily tasks, weekly goals, or even habit tracking. At the end of the week, wipe it clean, start fresh, because every week is a new opportunity. Now, how I have my whiteboard laid out, I have on the side my weekly to-do list, small. I have like little tick boxes. So right now it's my Bible is 3 out of 7 because it is currently the 4th of January. And once I do it today, I can then add that to the tally. But I want to get that changed for tomorrow going into the fresh week. Instead of having the numbers, I want to be able to just tick the boxes, so I haven't got to wipe out the number. But yeah, and then I've got my daily to-do list, which is the bigger. I'd say that it takes up 3/4 of the whiteboard, and the weekly takes up 1/4. Just because the daily goes into the weekly. Without doing the daily tasks, the to-do lists, your weekly will not get completed. Let's give one example. If your weekly to-do list was journal 7 times, you would then need to put daily to-do list, journal once every day. So it goes hand in hand. So you're seeing the bigger picture on the left of the weekly, and then the daily tasks work towards the weekly. Anyways, second question. Why a journal? Now let's speak about the journal. While the whiteboard gives you a bird's eye view, the journal is your personal deep dive. Now, let's talk about reflection. Write down your thoughts, wins, and challenges. This helps you understand what's working and what is not. Focus. Use it for daily planning, gratitude lists, or even brainstorming ideas. It's a space to organize your mind without distractions. Growth. Looking back on your entries will show you how much you have grown, even when the progress feels slow. Because a lot of the time, especially if you go to the gym, this is a really easy example, most of the time you won't see your results. You will not see your results. It's only when you reflect back and realize that, wow, I've come a long way. Especially with journal. With my journal, I have a pie chart of my stress, energy, productivity, and I believe it's happiness levels or sleep quality. Then I write 3 things I'm grateful for, 5 things that could affect the pie chart, the date, the day, and then I have write about my day. I then have what's on my mind, and then I have a unique question talking point for each day. So I get that each day and I fill that out. And I don't know, just the thought of being able to write out your feelings and get it out on paper is so stress relieving, because it's not just stuck in your mind now, it's on that bit of paper. And if you really want to, you can write any bad emotion on a bit of paper, not your journal, because that'll be, you want to protect the pages because of how powerful and how valuable they will be to look at. But if you want to maybe do it for one day, I mean, you could do it for one day if you had a really bad day and you don't want to look back at that day. You could journal your day and screw it up and get rid of it and burn it. That day is now done. It's gotten rid of out of your mind and it's burnt from existence. Now, I'm not promoting that you go and play with fire, but what I'm saying is you've got the option to take your stress from the day, put it onto paper, and what you do with it next is up to you. You can keep it in there, look back and go, this is a bad day I had, but look at where I am now. Or you can just simply put it in the bin, done. So, yeah, a journal goes hand in hand with that. And that leads me on to my third point, combining both tools. Now here's the magic, using the whiteboard and journal together. You want to start with your whiteboard for the big picture planning, write down your top priorities for the week and the day, then break those down in your journal into daily task reflections. This creates a flow from big goals to actionable steps. For example, if my goal is to exercise 5 times a week, I track it on my whiteboard, but in my journal I reflect on how I felt after each workout and what I could improve. It's all about connection. Planning and reflecting work hand in hand. Now, the whiteboard, like I just said, is your baseline foundation of the day and the week, but then your journal zooms in. What was that day like? What was that whole week like? You can't do that on a whiteboard because you'd run out of space very quickly. So you want to jot your brain down into the journal, and they both work as well as each other. Without a whiteboard, the journal doesn't really do as much. It's still effective, but without the whiteboard to hold you accountable to do your tasks. If you didn't have the whiteboard, you wouldn't do the task, meaning there would be nothing to journal. If you didn't have the journal, then you'd do your task, but then you'd have nothing to journal and you'd probably stop doing your task because you don't get the dopamine hit from completing the task and ticking it off and being able to write about how proud you are for doing that. Point number 4. Why will this make your 2025 successful? When you use a whiteboard and journal, you're setting yourself up for success because 1, you're intentional with your time. 2, you're reflective about your growth. And 3, my most favourite point, because it leads you on to discipline, and without discipline, nothing gets done. That is not the point, but that's the preface to the next point. And number 3, you're accountable to your goals. These tools create structure without limiting creativity, and they vague resolutions into actionable, achievable steps. Conclusion. So if you're serious about making 2025 your best year yet, grab a whiteboard and a journal. I'll repeat that. So if you are serious about making 2025 your best year yet, grab a whiteboard and a journal. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how these tools elevate your life. Remember, success doesn't come from just setting goals. It comes from planning, reflecting, and staying committed every single day. Let's make 2025 the year that we crush it together. So that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this talking script. Let me know in the comments how you plan to use these tools, or share your favourite planning tips. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.